as a Christian minister. At the foot of my maternal grandmother on her deathbed. But my mother asked me first, "Are you sure what you want to do?" And I said yes at that time. And that journey continued. Because I was clear that there was more to this life than what I was currently experiencing. And so I continued in that discipline, and then Spirit revealed additional disciplines to me. I became familiar with the Asian disciplines, with the Tao, and understood the oneness of the Tao, understood the oneness in yin and yang, that within every male is female, and within every female is male. All things are one. Within every matter is spirit, within every spirit can transform into matter. So I began to recognize the oneness of the universe and to accept this as a reality. And yet, in 1985, while traveling as a full-time Christian minister in Africa, Kenya, in Nairobi, I knew that the discipline would remain, but the modality would change. And so it did. I was guided toward our ancient Kemetic, and some would say Egyptian path, and I walked with elders that aided me, and then I was guided to become the keeper of the shrine of Kepra, or the shrine of transformation, or the shrine of becoming, because I was clear that there was more to this life than what I was currently experiencing. And so over the years, I was blessed to walk with many. And they have become priests and priestesses. And they have continued their keperu, their journey in this life. Because they have become clear. And they came out of multiple disciplines. Spiritually, I'm speaking. And now they're aiding others. And then, in 2004, Spirit guided me to go to Trinidad. And there, a lifelong question was answered. And an elder came forth in the form of Dr. Baba Henry White. By the way, I came to this earth with the last name Black. He came to this earth with the last name White. We both came to this earth in the constellation of Gemini. He is 6 days after my immediate Earth day, and we came to Earth at a similar time period, he before I. And so, in the principles of what many would call Shango Baptist, or Ifa as it is expressed in Trinidad, I became initiated as a priest of Obatala, or Obatala, called the chief of the white cloth, because that aspect of the Most High that was responsible for bringing peace and articulation to mankind best expressed who I continue to be. I've always known myself as that, and those who have been around me have known me as that, and it has been my privilege that Spirit allowed me and Spirit to embrace me under the priesthood of Obatala. And yet, what I brought to Trinidad was the symbol of our ancestors that traveled from the east coast of Africa to the west coast of Africa and became the Yoruba people. And as they established themselves in Nigeria and other areas and embraced the spirituality, those elders recognized that the journey began on the East Coast. And by the way, of course, it has been documented that every human walking the earth at this time began their journey from one mother from southern Africa. And so that journey, that Kepa route continues. So when I traveled to Trinidad, I was blessed to bring with me the teachings of our ancestors from the Nile Valley. And so I was blessed and continue to be blessed to guide the shrine of Kepa in Trinidad and Tobago. Blessed that the spiritual head, who is Dr. Baba Henry White, fully qualified to accept, and did in fact accept, the responsibility of being the spiritual head of the Shrine of Kepa in Trinidad and Tobago. He is a fully initiated Babalawo in Trinidad, and of course, including myself, has many spiritual children. And so he and I, as the twin Geminis, share thoughts because we share one body. Those who know the Gemini and the Gemini mind understand what I'm saying. By the way, a note, 75% of initiated and uninitiated students of mine are Geminis. And I put out no advertisement looking for Geminis. It's just how spirit works. And so it did not surprise me that spirit led me to Dr. Baba Henry White, a Gemini. The communication was obvious because it is and remains Obatala or Obatala. But it is also Tahuti or Jehuti, the mind. It is also the Asian knowledge that from all things come from the mind of the one spirit and then articulated into existence. And so this journey has taught me that there can be only one spirit, manifested and understood in many manners. Again, specifically to those in the U.S., from California to Atlanta to Boston and Maine, I have been privileged to guide literally thousands. But I have no room for ego, which I let go of many, many years ago. And yet, my guidance has not been understood by all. And some have chosen in their minds what they believe is harassment, but it is not for me. Recently, someone called doing a ritual fully 70 times, calling and hanging up. Obviously, doing a ritual, I didn't have the phone on anyway, so it really didn't matter to me. But what it told me is that outside of my ego, which does not exist, I'm that important in someone's mind. And what they don't realize is that they're being taught, even by setting up the phone on redial and automatic dialogue. I have entered your consciousness, and therefore Spirit has entered your consciousness. And so I speak to those. I am unafraid. I'm unchallenged. I'm undaunted. In fact, I am encouraged. And to that I speak to my spiritual children, be encouraged. For surely, as a great prophet said, if they come against me, what would make you think that they would not come against you? And it is true. It continues to be true. But I speak for myself, if in the pursuit of my spirituality, my life is taken or cut short, I consider myself grateful to have been used. But I do note, and please hear me, all who hear this broadcast, spirit is real. And if someone is the cause of the early demise, karma is real. Belief is not a prerequisite. Watch your children. Watch your children. Watch your family. This is not a threat. It's a plea to understand spirit. Draw closer to what you do not know, because what you do not know can hurt you. Be at peace. Understand that spirit is real. Thank you for the opportunity to have walked with you. Hetero.